welcome. Today guys, I want to make for you all a currants roll recipe, and yes, I already have one on my channel, and that one is a lengthy process, and I wanted to try and make an easier version for you all. So I'm going to be using rough puff pastry to make this currants roll. So here I have flour, and I'm using all-purpose flour. You'll need some currants, and if you don't have currants, you can use raisins if you like, and currants are really smaller than raisins and they have a really lovely flavor. I'm using some white vanilla essence, the Chief brand. If you don't have this, you can use vanilla extract. You'll need nutmeg, a pinch of salt, some sugar, water, cold water to bring the flour together. And here I have the butter that I already grated, and I'm using 10 tablespoons of butter, which is a stick, and 2 tablespoons if you're in the US. And you're going to grate the butter and you're going to put this into the freezer, not in your fridge, the freezer. So I'm going to put this back in the freezer because we need the butter to remain very cold. Okay, so just place the sugar, the nutmeg, the vanilla essence or extract, and the currants aside. We're going to make the dough first, and to the flour I'm going to add in the salt. I'm just going to mix that in with my fingertips. And now you're going to add enough water to create a firm dough. A very, very firm dough you want. Okay, once the dough comes together like this, just knead it for an additional 2 minutes. We don't want too much of gluten to form, but I just want it to be a little smoother. When the dough comes together, just set it aside for a second. Okay, so to the currants, I'm going to add in the sugar and the nutmeg together with that vanilla essence. And if you wanted to put some cinnamon in this, you can. So once this is mixed in, just set it aside. Now you're going to put your dough onto your work surface. You just want to lightly flour your surface so that the dough doesn't stick to it. And you're going to open this dough out into a big rectangle. Okay, when you've opened out your dough, you're going to take half of the butter and spread it on 3/4 of the dough. Now fold the top piece over, press down, and fold this other piece over and press down. So we're doing the same thing. If you have seen my video for rough puff pastry, it's the same process. And now we're going to roll this out one more time so we can put the other half of the cold butter. And if you work really slow, then I suggest you put that cold butter back into the freezer because you want it to remain cold. Now you're going to spread the rest of the butter. And you're going to fold it again, pressing down, press down, and now I'm just dusting slightly, and I'm going to roll out this one more time. If your dough is really difficult to roll out at this point, just let it rest for 2 minutes and then roll it out. But remember, we want to keep that butter in there cold, and the longer you leave it, the butter is going to start to soften. Okay, once you've rolled out your dough really big, and my measurements, it's 21 by 18. So now you're going to spread your currants all over this dough. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to start to roll from the top, and you want to roll this pretty tight, and you're going to take your time and roll it all the way down until you've made a log. Okay, once you finish rolling it in the log, I just like pressing on it to make sure to secure those currants in there. You can put in any extra currants that fell out, you can place it back in here. You're just going to tuck the ends in. Okay, next you want to place your currants roll log on a baking or cookie tray. Okay, once you finish roll it, just place it back into your refrigerator for 10 minutes just to make sure that that butter in there is very, very cold before it goes into the oven. Okay, so now after that 10 minutes in the refrigerator, I'm going to place the roll into the oven to bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll tell you guys how long mine takes to bake so you can have an average when you're making yours. So guys, the currants roll just came out of the oven. As you can see, there's some oil residue that came off out of the roll when I was baking it. So if that happens, that's okay, don't panic. And you can see how flaky this roll is. So I'm gonna let this cool down, and once it cools down, then I'll go in and cut it and show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so the currants roll has cooled down quite considerably. So now I'm gonna go in, and the way you're gonna cut this is you're gonna cut it on a diagonal so that you can get that currants roll look. You can see, and can you hear how crunchy and flaky this is? It smells so good. Look at all of those layers in there. Ah, I can't wait to bite into this. Here you have it, my quick and easy recipe for currants roll. It's a lot simpler than the other one I already have on my channel, and if you watch closely you see all of those beautiful delicious layers in there. I'm just gonna bite into one so you all can hear how crunchy and flaky this is. So guys, you heard for yourself how crunchy and how flaky this pastry is. I can't wait for you all to try this recipe. Make it and let me know down below what you think and if you like it. And if you're new to my channel, remember to like and subscribe. If you all like this recipe, remember to give it a thumbs up. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all another day with another one of my recipes. Enjoy!